Hello there, sports gamers. Welcome back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwhite, and today SDS held their feature premiere live stream for franchise mode in MLB The Show 25, and we got a full demonstration of the new free agency system. And we also heard about some more details about how it's going to work, new features coming to the game, and possibly a feature that seems to have been removed from the game for some reason. There's a lot to go over here, so let's get into it.
Hey guys, real quick before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to make a quick announcement. We have a brand new YouTube channel completely devoted to baseball gaming. It's called SGO Dugout. Now it's going to be a little bit different from what you see over here on the main Sports Gamers Online channel. SGO Dugout, it's going to be sort of like our SGO Gridiron channel. It's going to be a lot more gameplay focused. We're going to be a lot of us playing the actual games that we talk about here on SGO. And not just MLB The Show, of course there'll be a lot of MLB The Show over there, but also other baseball games like The Bigs or Backyard Baseball or MLB 2K or whatever we end up finding. Right now I'm doing a series over there where I try to win a World Series in every Sony MLB game that they've made. I also have a video up over there where I show you how to use the random event generator that I built for MLB The Show franchise mode. I also have a video that I'm working on about ESPN Baseball Tonight for the Sega Genesis. So a wide range of games are going to be covered over there on SGO Dugout. And of course, we're going to be playing a lot of MLB The Show once the new game comes out. We'll be live streaming that on that channel as well as on our Twitch channel. So if you like baseball content, you like what we do here on SGO covering baseball games, and you want a little bit more, make sure you go check out SGO Dugout, and also make sure you follow us over on Twitch at twitch.tv/sportsgamersonline. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's get back to the video. So today during the feature premiere, we basically got a demonstration of how this new free agency system will work. They went through it and basically went through an off season and showed you how the different scenarios can play out and showed you the different decisions you have to make on a week-to-week basis. And I have to say, as someone who was kind of skeptical of this system when we first saw it earlier this week, it is starting to grow on me. And I actually do think after seeing this demonstration that this will be a pretty good free agency system, and I am very excited to get my hands on it. And they went through and showed how you fill out your positional needs and your team needs and how you can match those to the free agents that you're targeting in order to get a slight boost to the amount their motivation is boosted each week. And they did say that you will only be able to offer contracts once per week during the offseason. So on Fridays, you'll get a little notification saying today is a day to offer contracts to free agents. Would you like to stop simulating? The same way you do for scouting when you're in the regular season. So I do like that, actually, that you're not having to go into the free agency literally every day and check and see if there's new offers. It's going to be once a week thing, set it and forget it. I like that, and I think it's actually going to make free agency much more streamlined and help you get through the off seasons faster. One thing we saw that I thought was very interesting was we found out that a player can hit a max motivation from week to week, and that what that max is will change from week to week. So they explained that, very few teams can actually get a player to be 100% motivated to sign with their team. There's always a decision that a player has to make. So you're very rarely going to see them be 100% in on signing with your team. The goal is just to get them as motivated to sign with you as you can before they decide to make their decision. And so you can see here when you're adjusting your offer to a player each week, you can see what it's going to change their motivation to. And once you hit your max, you don't need to raise your offer anymore that week. As they said, we could, raise this offer up even more, but it would be a waste of money basically because he's already at his max. He's not going to get any more motivated this week to sign with us. So I thought that was very interesting, and it plays into sort of the strategy of what you're going to have to do in free agency this year. But the thing that I saw people point out today, and I think this is very important, this is the only option we have for offering contracts during free agency. And as you can see, the only things you're able to change is the years and the average annual value. There is no option for player or team options, and there's no longer an option for front-loading or back-loading the contract. So if those options have been removed, I think that is a huge misstep for SDS in this game. That is a feature that I use regularly and that I regularly see people use when they play franchise mode. And it's something that is actually done in real life. We see player and team options all the time. Those opt-outs, you know, I mean, the big contract that Bregman just signed with the Red Sox, it's literally a one-year deal with 2 player options on it. And I mean, the whole reason we have the term average annual value is because most of these big deals aren't just the same amount every year. The value slowly increases over the course of the contract, which aka a backloaded contract. And so to say we're making contracts more realistic and making free agency more realistic while taking out features that made contracts look like the ones we see in real life, to me is just very dumb and very confusing. And I really hope that there is some way to do that we just don't see yet, that they just haven't talked about yet. But I'm starting to fear that those options have been taken away, and that's going to make myself and probably a lot of other franchise players very upset, especially if they try to come back in a couple of years and reintroduce it as a brand new feature. So that was really all of the new stuff that we saw with the free agency system today. They did also talk about a few quality of life changes, like for example, during the season on the player card, there's a new tab for recent games, which will show you a player's performance over their last 10 games, so you can kind of get a good feel for, you know, how your player is trending at that particular point in the season. Also, there's a new section on the player card where it'll show the round and year that the player was drafted. And also another quality of life feature that I really liked is there's a new column in the view roster menu during the offseason that will tell you if a player is eligible for the Rule 5 draft. So it'll help you fill out your 40-man roster before the Rule 5 draft to make sure a player that you don't want to be eligible doesn't become eligible to be selected by another team in that draft. And finally, they talked a little bit about drafting. They said that relievers and closers now leading up to the draft won't be ranked so highly in team rankings and in the MLB ranking. So that's a good change that I'm hoping plays out well and makes those players be ranked more according to how they are in real life. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think of what we saw here today. What do you think of this new free agency system, of the contract changes, and of the possibility of front-loading and back-loading contracts and player and team options possibly being taken out of the game? Again, we don't know for certain that they're not in the game. We'll have to wait until we get our hands on the actual game. But from what we're seeing so far, I don't see them, so I don't know. But it doesn't look like you're able to do that anymore. So I would really like to see them come out and let us know one way or the other if you're able to or not, because I really liked that feature and really hope that that hasn't been removed. But let me know down in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. If you enjoy our baseball content, make sure to go check out our baseball channel, SGO Dugout. And make sure you check out our live streams over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/sportsgamersonline. And for all your sports gaming news and updates, stay tuned to Sports Gamers Online. I'm Brandon Satterwhite for SGO. Thank you for watching.